Gervonta Tank Davis makes his ring return. He announces his fight date coming up against the highly anticipated Mega Showdown fight with Lamont Roach. Well, this fight is going to be taking place on December 14 and this year at the Texas Stadium. Well, let's talk about the undercard. It's a very stacked undercard. It's going to have David Benavidez, JERMALLCHARLO. Hopefully I got that right, guys. I'm not here to offend anybody. And it's also gonna have a bunch of other great fights. I was listening to Blue Blood the other day, and he said something that sure made a lot of sense. Now, I have said this before, but it seems that I was the only one that said this before, and nobody else said this except for Blue lately. And he did state that, is Tank Davis really the cash cow? I believe he is not anymore, but he is definitely one of the faces of boxing. But he is the face of boxing as when Mayweather was the face of boxing and Pacquiao was one of the faces of boxing. I think Tank Davis is more of the Pacquiao version and Canelo Alvarez is more of the Mayweather version. Yes, Tank Davis does put butts in seats. He sells out arenas. He does pretty well on the pay-per-views. But look how much talent that he has to get these results. David Benavidez, which David Benavidez had his own pay-per-view before. Now Jermell and JERMALLCHARLO, even if they're not pay-per-view stars, they could still headline on free TV. And also some of the other fighters on the undercard. And I believe that is helping Tank Davis reach these heights. And Canelo Alvarez doesn't need any of these stars. He could carry everything by himself, even if he fights nobodies. And I do also believe if Tank Davis just fought Lamont Roach by himself, without no big names on the undercard, the fight will not do well. And I believe it won't sell that much pay-per-views. The only way it will sell out the arena if it takes place in Baltimore. But me, I always give credit where credit is due. And Gervonta Tank Davis is very known. He does not get confused like Terrence Crawford gets confused with Kendrick Lamar. Everybody knows who Tank Davis is. He just needs some help to reach these heights. Because he is not fighting the top level fighters that everybody asks for. Yes, fight like 2 fights in between, then fight a big name. But he's just fighting people that are going up in weight. Just to be honest, man. But I do got to admit, this time is not Tank Davis and his team's fault. They try to fight Vasily Lomachenko, which that is not an easy touch. That's as tough a test as it gets, guys. So yeah, Vasily Lomachenko pulled out of the negotiations. And Tank Davis and Vasily were gonna fight. They were in negotiations. So yeah, that I give that one to Tank. But once you really think about it, and I'm just going by the numbers, guys, saying Tank Davis is a cash cow is very far-fetched. Only because I'm just looking at it by the numbers, okay? Tank Davis does need a lot of talent to sell only one pay-per-view and one gate. He has David Benavidez and both of the Charlo brothers, alright? So these guys are not cheap. Whatever they sell, they gotta pay these guys too. What, do you guys think they got a pay cut or what? And not just that, a lot of his opponents are saying they're not getting career high paydays. Lamont Roach stated that he did not get a career high payday. And if they're not doing it fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, when are they gonna get paid, man? So I mean, maybe he is not the cash cow that he says that he is, because I think they're just paying all these high talents a lot of money, and this is where the money is going to, not to Tank Davis' opponent. But don't get mad at me, guys. I'm just going by the numbers, and numbers don't lie. The only way numbers lie, if it's a human lied about those numbers, then yes, those numbers will be a lie. But if the numbers come out the way they should come out and everybody counts them and the numbers are correct, the numbers never lie. But don't get me wrong, Tank Davis is a hell of a fighter, and I think he beats everybody at 135. I know everybody wants Tank Davis to fight at 140, but he is too small. I don't care if Tank Davis puts rehydration clauses on all these other fighters, because they shouldn't be fighting Tank Davis anyways. Tank Davis caps out at 135. At 140, I think it's asking too much from Tank Davis, but if he puts rehydration clauses on them, then that's okay, because he is not a big guy. So yes, Tank Davis is one of the faces of boxing. He is very recognizable. Everybody knows Tank Davis. A lot of celebrities go to his fight, but a cash cow, you have to make your opponent money as well, not just you to be the cash cow. And that's what it is. It is what it is. Alright guys, hey, but check this out. Don't ever forget this. I ain't the biggest, I'm the baddest.